Hi everyone, so this first transition is going to take 2 clips. First thing you want to do is just merge the clips together. Next, you want to just import and edit 2 pictures to use. Now you want to go to New, Multi-Layer, set your color background to something that sets your color scheme for your edit. And then for layer 1, add a color layer and add a similar color to it and press done. Then add a mask and go to shape and select this fuzzy square. Then just press done. Then go into that layer and increase the size to 200 and then just move it down so that it takes up like half the screen. And that'll create this little gradient here. Then just create your clip. Now go back to multi-layer. Then for layer 1, you want to select whatever picture you're going to use as like the background. Then go to layout and search for sphere lens. Then select this little arrow and make sure you're using version 1 and bring this little thing all the way down. Now go into that layer and turn the layout to 0 in the beginning, and at the end increase it to about 49ish just so that it fills up the screen like this. Then for the graph, just screenshot the preset on the screen. Then go back, and for layer 2 you want to add a color layer and you want to select the darker color that you used earlier. Then add a mask and go to shape and select the circle mask. Then done. Now go into that layer and at the beginning you want to make the size 0. Show the other layer. Then at the end you want to just increase the size so it kind of fits inside of the last circle, if that makes sense. Then again for the graph, just screenshot the presets. Then go back, and for layer 3 you want to select the little gradient that we made and add a circle mask to that. Then go into that layer and turn down the size to 0 in the beginning and show the other layers. Then at the end you want to increase it so it fits in the previous circle again. And just screenshot the preset for the graph. Then go back. Now you want to go to color and add outline fuzzy and make it black and just turn it down if you want. And do the same thing for the second layer. Then create your clip. Now we're going to create the cube that pops up, so go to multi-layer and you want to make your color background black. Then for layer 1, select the picture you want to use for the cube. Then go into that layer and just turn down the opacity to 50. Then just create your clip. Now go to multi-layer again. Now change your color background to green or just whatever color doesn't blend in with the pictures that you're using. That way it'll be easy to mask out later. And select 3D. Then for layer 1 you want to select the darkened picture that we just made. Then go to layout and search for cuboid. Then for layer 2 you want to add the regular picture. Add cuboid to that as well, but this time press the arrow and select front. Now add a master and select both layers. Go to the end and mark down the size. At the beginning, make the size 0. Go back to the end and you want to turn it down by 15 and turn it to the left by 15. For the graph of the size, just screenshot the preset. Then for the horizontal and the vertical turns, just add a regular in graph, just like this. Now you want to go back and go to layer 1, and here at the end you want to mark down the vertical turn and the horizontal turn. Then go to the beginning and you want to turn it up by 15 and turn it to the right by 15. Then go 1 frame forward so that you can add the graph for the turns, and for the graphs just screenshot the preset again. Now go back to layer 2 and just copy the keyframes from layer 1 and it should look like this. Now create. Now go back to multi-layer, and for layer 1 just select the clip that we made with all the circles. Then for layer 2 you want to add the new clip that we made with the cube and add a mask and mask out the green or whatever color background you had. Then copy that for layer 3. Then go into layer 3 and at 0.15 you want to mark down the size, and at the end you want to just decrease the size to about 50 or 60. Then just add a regular in graph, just like this. Then go back, and for layer 2 just copy the keyframes from layer 3. Now you want to go to the end so that you could see the cube, and for layer 2 add outline fuzzy. I'm just going to make mine white, and you want to increase this all the way up. Then for layer 3 just add tracking blur and just decrease that so it's not so much. Now you can create your clip. And that is all for this transition. This next transition is going to take 3 clips, and the first thing you're going to do is just merge the clips together. And for this transition, you only need 1 picture, so just import and edit 1. Now go into multi-layer, and you want to make your color background green. Then for layer 1, just create a color layer and make it whatever color you want to be in the middle. Then edit the keyframes and make the size 0 in the beginning. Then go to about 0.05 and mark down the size. Then at the end, you want to make the size 100. Then for the graph, just screenshot the presets. Then just go back and save the clip. Then go back to multi-layer and keep the color background green, or just whatever color doesn't blend in with the pictures that you're using, and make it 3D. For layer 1, select your picture. Then go to layout and search for spin and select the square spin. Now turn down this little circle just so it's in between the very bottom and this first marker. Now go into that layer and just increase the layout to about 5 or 10. For layer 2, just select the new clip that we made. Then add a mask and mask out the green. Then go to layout and search for cuboid. Go into that layer, and at the beginning you want to make the size 0 and go to 0.05 and mark down the size. Then at the end, you want to just increase the size to about 30 to 50. You can adjust this later. For the graph, just use the same one that we used to make the little color pop-up thing. Now go back and create a master and add both layers. If you have something like this, then make sure to turn down the size so that the whole thing fits and nothing is cut off. Now go to 1.00 and you want to turn it to the left by 12 and turn it down by 8. And you can adjust these values depending on how much you want the cube to be shown. Then go back to the beginning and turn it up by 15. And also turn it to the left by 15. Now just screenshot the preset and add it to both the horizontal and the vertical turn. Then go back to layer 1. And at 0.15, you want to mark down the horizontal and the vertical turns. And then at the end, you want to turn it down by 15. And turn it to the left by 15. And again, these will have the same graphs, just screenshot the preset. Again, you want to double check the size and make sure that the cube isn't cut off anywhere. Mine is, so I'm just going to turn down the size a little bit. Now go to layer 2. And we're going to add the same turn as we did with layer 1. But you don't want to just copy the keyframes from layer 1 because that'll delete these keyframes for the size. So again, at 0.15, just mark down the vertical turn and the horizontal turn. And at the end, turn it to the left by 15 and turn it down by 15. And just add the same graphs. Now it should look like this. Then just create your clip. The background is your choice, but I'll just show you an example of how I would do it. So go to multi-layer, and first I'm just going to create the background. So make your color background black, and for the first layer, I'm just going to have my original picture, and I'm just going to turn down the opacity, and also add Pro Blur, and just make it a little blurry. Then create my clip. Now go back to multi-layer. For layer 1, I'm just going to select a new picture that we made, and I'm just going to do a regular rotation. And for layer 2, I'm just going to add the new clip that we made with the cube and just mask out the green. Then for layer 2, I'm just going to increase the size in the beginning. And at the end, I'm just going to decrease it to about 60 to 75 and just add an in graph for that as well. And I'm just going to add tracking blur. Then just create. And that's it for this transition.